Yeah, how y'all doing? I'm back. I'm back. I'm back and more back. So you see what you see, and that's what I want you to see. That's it. How about that? There you go. How long do it take sometimes? Sometimes it takes longer. Sometimes it's already done. But when you're talking to your DNA, sometimes, most times, it's not even a physical thing. That's the unseen but felt. So sometimes when I see things and I know that it was for my reading and then I may have missed it, and it's also a good point. What we have to realize is that we used what we had, we did the best we could, and now for this next, either you finished or you're not. If you was never doing nothing, you don't even know what I'm talking about. So that's what I'm talking to my DNA. And My DNA is forever. So I will continue, and I don't want to bring you to different organizations of people that merge together, and their altitude or attitude was not corrected. So they proceeded without the proper foundation of getting it done that we would call with time, with the foundation, newfound actions, making changes, sticking to the changes. So if it's confused to you, and I'm doing the talking, you better hold on, because when you start doing the talking, you're going to see how things function. It does. It's not what is solid in the definition they gave you, and how I look at it for our continuation. Two different, totally different. But I keep it moving. It's a lot of famous writings of men. And when I see it, and I've read it before, and I've read it again, and I read it again, and I read it again, it becomes a part of what and how I make my moves. So for me to repeat it, no. Sometimes you get what they call point earned, and then you get what they call grace. Two different things. To be all you can be, you have to do. You can't just go with the flow. Oh, that's called free fall. And sometimes, when you're studying someone else, instead of taking that particular energy, those calculations, and the vision that you had in creating that vision, so that it make it stronger, and you feel appreciated. Sometimes when you add on to the cipher for expansion, you put so much that it will not be obtained like that for 30, 40 years. It was called whip, wop, whip. Then they changed it to this, that, and these. Then it got to be ready or not. Then it got done. People got because they was looking for their intentions and they didn't even have a chance. They wasn't even made. They didn't even get no making no moves. This is what we talking about. We're talking about the things that's not even talked about. We're here observing these clones of this or that, begging to be of service to what? Confusion, diffusion of the continual junk, muck, mouse. So I speak to my DNA. And that's divine now, always. It's like, you say, well, how we gonna get this done, man? We done, scattered. We had to do the switch and swap. We had to disengage, you know. Do the exit, stage left. And talking to my foundation. Feel like this, boom. 3 dimension or 4 dimension. Textures. That's greatness. Am I satisfied? Am I satisfied? It's not about being satisfied. It's about continually building, making change, and rearrange in the things that's not conducive. Is the shake and bake if it's hot. Is the frill and chill if it's cold. I can remember my great granddad or granddad We grew up at a time wasn't asking too many questions. We didn't know the questions to ask. It was like blank, zoned out. Then found out that it was a situation. They called it equality. If we was to have equality from the jump, we would have still had a problem with that. Yeah, because that's not the natural order. There is a natural order. That natural order will always be. The illusion is put in to confuse people. That's to continual take them out of natural nature. So when someone says something that makes and it ticks you off because they said it and you didn't say it, it's okay. You get over it or you won't. But either or, it's still okay. You got to stay busy. I stay so busy. I'm busy. You stay busy. And take your rightful place as a high priest. Priest is the same thing. People articulate things for what's best for them. Why would I tell you something that's not good for you? If I'm talking to everyone, I couldn't even talk to everyone because it wouldn't relate to everyone. I have to talk to something that relates to me and those of me, before me, with me, around me. It would take a lunatic to get upset, all up in his where he at, because somebody else in a whole nother state did something different. Yeah. I had to not only come back here, with responsibility and a plan. Continue the plan. So my plan was to read to you something, to talk to you about something else, to have a relationship with you, a relationship of knowledge, knowing, and in the now. what I'm here to teach is for people to create their own path in a environment that they have to learn that environment. You just can't come from the projects, New York City, and go somewhere else because it's a different environment and you have to learn that environment, appreciate that environment, learn the pitfalls, learn the advantages of a different place. What advantages do they have over you or you have over them as far as the environment that you came from? This is just not you walking. You don't have no instructions. You don't have no rules. You don't know the ordinances of the area you live in. You don't know the rules of the state. You don't know the Constitution, the federal. You don't know how to play the game. It's sad when you don't know these things. And when somebody want to show you this, you want to blame it on something else. No. I didn't get a chance to read it to you because that's the other side. This is the DNA. DNA, like I said before, I don't have to read it to you. You can Google it and find it. It's in you and it's on the internet, which you need to know. Yeah, I started off goofy. And I knew. People accepted me because I was goofy. But when I came back, snapped back, and got where I was supposed to be at, and it was way lifetimes ahead of theirs. They couldn't even think about the thoughts that I forgot about. And when I do remember it, that was just something that was done already. They trying to achieve the things that I already done. If they had been listening, or if they paid attention, or if they had appreciation and took time to observe, they would say, hey, this young man making moves. But when I was younger, as they call it, because they still don't know, still in the now, same thing. They said, well, you're too young to know that. Wait till you get a little older. Tis. Get to the point where I can see my body changing and going through what I'm going through. But I like it. It's a new generation, yo. That's the best thing I can tell you, boy. And if you're still holding on to a lot of things from before, hold on to the best of things. And other things, you could let it go. Full circle. It could be like it can be. It's all changed.